Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Pillars of Eternity 2. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you're supposed to join me today here in Motare Okodzi, and we're looking for Hokkaido, the promised land, or is it the promised land of the Huana people? I don't actually know. Last episode we got some interesting information, that's nice to have. We also have some enemies which we are gonna need to deal with for sure. Huana Mahe. Dangerous family. Interesting. Also, we have this over here. The inscription reads, "It is the charge of all living things to safeguard Adra. The gods will know us by our fealty to this covenant." Now, is that just a philosophical stance? Or is that literally a thing? Because if it's the gods that I'm thinking of, maybe we don't want to safeguard the Adra after all. Or maybe we do, I don't know. I've still to be able to figure out exactly my suspicions, or if my suspicions are correct, that, what's his name? Not Adair. Adair's god, I don't remember. Yeah, let's see. So, Ngati gifted her chosen people with dominion over water. Yes, she did. What's his name? Elthas, that's the one. If Elthas is trying to work against the other gods in a way that, I don't know, is selfless? Because being selfless here is kind of important. If Elthas is just trying to be... Oh,
trespasser! Vile defiler!
She's not happy. A stench of rot hovers over the Menpigra. Actually, somebody corrected me. I think it was Travelbar in the comments. Thank you so much, Andre. I was wrong in regards to how this is read. I looked it up, and yeah, it's Menpigra. I have always said Menpigra. I'd said Menpigra throughout the first game, the Let's Play that I did, the first game, the Twitch game playthrough that I did as well. But I could swear it's Bewick. They say Bewick in the first. Like in the very first section of the first game. And it's got a W with a little thing. Huh. Anyway, it's a Menpigra. She points a crooked wand-like finger at you and advances.
Madam, this is a swamp at best. What could we be trespassing on?
She hisses at the Keu.
This one can aid us, Mother.
Oh, that's right, I saw her.
Sorrow and corruption stole away our senses, and we must learn to live anew.
No! She has twisted you against us. After we have drained her water, we will show you how to mother this island properly.
I don't like any of this. I'm gonna go with my druidic abilities. You will halt or be unmade where you stand. That is a little bit more confrontational than I would hope for. I don't know. Yeah, it's also a good thing that we didn't come here, because we were very close, and I saw them, actually, at the end of the episode before the last one, and I just went east for, on a whim, really, but it's good. Something in your voice gives the Menpigra pause. She regards you with eyes narrowed in hateful suspicion.
There is power in your voice, Druid. Our trees will delight in sucking the last fleck of marrow from your bones.
That is not good.
You are nothing.
Oh no.
Water to feed our young. Soil to birth our seed.
Fun fact, plants get most of their mass and energy from the air. So yeah, it's all about the oxygen. Anyway, carbon dioxide actually. She extends both her arms and shrieks a high-pitched call. Vines uncoil from the ground beneath your feet and tense with hungry anticipation. I didn't come here looking for a fight. I think we'll be okay, but I'm gonna say that.
I do not doubt her, Mother.
You are too trusting, child.
She narrows her eyes on the Delingam before gesturing for you to speak with an open claw. I do have this staff, or rather the Spine of Thicket Green, but I'm gonna ask these first. Hopefully, I don't want to say this immediately. So, what are you?
We are the life of this isle, and the guardian of its Adra.
She glances towards the outcropping of ruined minerals sprouting from the ground.
When death spread wide her arms to embrace the Deadfire, we twisted ourselves and stood tall against her.
I wondered if this death is more than just a figurative person here.
When the Kith who angered the gods sought refuge, we nursed our young on their remains.
Yeah, we knew that.
The cataclysm was thousands of years ago. Ikera, you have been alive all of this time?
It's a Menpugra. These things are undead, sort of. She merely stares at him, dark sap running down her eyes and nose. Well, if you allow me to help, it is within my power to undo the damage to this grove. And I'm gonna save the staff.
And we need only retract our claws and expose our tree's heart. Is that it?
She spits a black glob of sap between your feet.
Your comforting lies are unwelcome here. We set our roots down when the archipelago was soft and unformed. Now we are perfection.
Her eyes narrow, full of hatred and challenge. You forget yourself. There is a wrongness on this island, and it deserves to be set right. She bares her teeth and takes a combative step closer. Her foot sinks into the mud and she pries it up with a wet, sucking sound. She blinks down at the rotted earth.
We look out on our garden and see green, bounty, life. The oldest cycle made healthy after the blight of Ukaizo's fall. Is this not so?
She squints, taking in her surroundings without knowing where to settle her gaze. Perhaps once, not any longer. She snarls, drawing her hand across her mouth and wiping a line of sap away.
This brackish water. I have rooted here for centuries, and I recognize nothing.
Her spindly arms fall to her side with a sound of splintering wood.
The grove does not die. No, it lives in death.
Yeah, that's sort of a bit of a problem, actually. Of the problem. It's what was I saying that? No, I wasn't. I was saying it was another Let's Play. I was talking about the color green and its significance in games and movies as opposed to real life. But anyway, it is alive. You know, even if it's rotting and all that, it's still life. It lives in death. That's for sure. And she's the rotted lady, so yeah. But I'm gonna keep with the druidic lines over here. The grove may yet live if I mend its broken heart. Your tree.
Broken? Mayhap. Not yet shattered.
She traces her index finger down the rivulets of blighted sap that bleed down her body. She closes her talons in a beckoning gesture, narrowing her eyes as you approach. It's not a fight. No. It isn't a fight. This corrupted tree bows crookedly under its own weight. Every limb drips with thick, putrid sap. Its vines have entangled the tip of an Adra pillar and seem to be infesting it with the same rot that permeates the surrounding jungle. I'm gonna investigate the corruption. Of course, I'm not gonna destroy it. Why would I? I mean, I could do that. I don't really see a reason to do that. You shift aside leaves and vines, poking your fingers with an ooze-filled knothole. Into a knothole. The sap running down the bark is both hot and uncommonly sticky. Down in its core, the tree is still green and alive. It won't be long before the whole organism becomes a ravening parasite, but it seems aware enough to slow that inevitable decline. Something in your pack jerks and twitches. It's the spine of thicket green. The wood pulses with ghostly white light, trembling slightly as you stand near the tree. I'm gonna pick up the staff. The staff twists in your hands like a living limb, wrenching itself in the direction of the blighted tree. It seems eager to plunge into the rivulets of dark sap. Healing magic has kindled in the old wood. Okay, I can have a druid whisper, which is me, to the tree, convince it to give up the corruption. Okay, where I could use a staff. I'm gonna inspect the pillar of Adra first. Oh, that's interesting. I can consider an alternative then. Its surface is pitted and slick with sap. Though the pillar still connects to the wheel, the tree has adapted to feed its roots by draining raw essence. Oh, and by the way, it says connects to the wheel. I assume because it's luminous. And again, it's sort of conflicting with Luminous Adra that stays connected even after we remove it, but it might be explained later on, because that's what Luminous Adra dust and all that sort of stuff is. Anyway, because, you know, if you remove it, it doesn't get luminescence anymore, because it's not connected to the will. Giving the tree enough essence to sustain itself would put an end to the parasitic connection. How would I do that? Or why would I do that? I mean, I know why I would do that. It's just an alternative. But is there a downside to that, I wonder? I mean, I imagine there is. Let's have a druid whisper to the tree. And it's gonna be me. The elder growth does not heed you with the same willingness as the other Pugra trees. Oh, it's a Pugra tree. Let's read about what it is. I thought it was just wraiths or something like that. The corrupted form of a Delimgan. Pugras are often hateful and vindictive over the corruption of their habitat and will lash out at anyone who they perceive as spreading disorder to nature. So, yeah, I suppose it's a Pugra tree. It makes sense. It's fine. The tree whispers back. The core of the tree offers you desperate images of health, long life, and food. All dark promises. Temptation and want are the only motives the tree seems to understand anymore. So, images of health, long life, and food. I'm gonna reject the false promises. I'm not really sure why I would... What's the difference between considering another approach? I mean, I suppose I know what the difference is in the gameplay terms, but in real terms, you're still rejecting it if you're... No, I'll be right back. But anyway, let's reject. A vine lashes out, making a desperate attempt to ensnare you. It makes only a brief glancing contact, but the tree's presence in your thoughts grows weightier. No sooner is the contact made than the vine withdraws, a mixture of hesitation and fear sending it retreating back to the tree with shuddering, snake-like motions. Something inside of you has frightened the ancient rot or else given it pause. You hear a sound like a rock splitting in half. Dark sap oozes from the cracks between the bark, sizzling when it touches the ground. A creak of wood follows as vibrant color slowly eases up the roots of the healthy tree. Okay. The Menpugra turns to you and blinks with surprise, her vision sharper and more focused than before. And she's now feeling a lot better to look at. You see? She's less green, which in plant terms is death, but in this case it isn't.
Looking better already, I say.
Takeo winks up at her. She studies his motions, swallowing uncertainly.
That thing I was, she is no more. But I carry enough of her to know the meaning of gratitude. Thank you. I collected a small hoard of trinkets from visitors. We have no need of these trophies.
She gestures to the hollow of her tree, squinting at the bark as she struggles to recognize her surroundings. What will you do now?
This grove rotted a blink of an eye ago, by Aora's reckoning. I will grow and replenish what we lost.
She sighs, surveying the jungle and taking in the enormity of her task.
Taming it will be a chore, but there is time.
Okay, well, farewell.
More of my daughters may yet roam this jungle, with my poison coursing through their roots.
She looks out to the tree line with sorrow.
I cannot stop them from bringing you harm, and I will not punish you for bringing them rest.
Her sigh sends a rustle through the surrounding leaves. That was a very cool line, that last one. But I'm not really sure if there are any more, because there was only one over there. No, there is another. Oh, was that what we saw? I see. So I didn't do things properly. Or maybe I did. I don't know. Let's get that pox cap, which sounds terrible, but probably isn't. There's also that over there. Let's see. Get that pox cap as well. Indeed. Got a corrupted tiger that's not corrupted anymore, and an assassin vine. And we got a Pugra over there. So this is going to be fun. I hope.
Sure.
Let's go. Hello.
This thing isn't doing the job.
It's fine.
What do you need?
I need you to do a penetrating strike, please. Let's see what happens. It does. Huh.
What can I do?
Oh, is she casting a spell? I discovered something. Okay.
But if you...
That was a miss, wasn't it? That was another miss. Well, there you go. Very easy. And the reason why this health system makes these battles irrelevant. Rotward Amulet for 15% resistance against poison, disease, and decay attacks, which can be really good if you're fighting ogres, because they have, I think, a decay attack that does a huge amount of damage.
Should do the job.
Let's see.
That will do nicely.
And we have a wooden spider figurine, which is an item from the first game. Let's see. You can use that over there. An item from the first game for sure. Did I not get that? I did not. Nerian's Ward. It is an exceptional shield. We also have some antidote and golden outer ring. Aha! That's important in Obsidian Spall, which is just money. That is absolutely important. The Last Sanctuary. Okay, that's the name of Hokaizu. So, in terms of shields, who needs a shield like this? It is a medium shield. Does anybody use medium shields? You definitely... Do you use medium shields? This is a perb, so it doesn't really matter. +1 enemies engaged. That's shield engagement. That's just what it is. Father's Ages. Incoming weapon damage is reduced as health is lost. To a maximum of 15% damage reduction. That's interesting. It's... I mean, I don't think I'm gonna need it, but still. It is interesting. That's a medium... Is that a medium shield? That's... Yeah. Instead of that crap. For sure. And that's that. Okay, so... we now are able to go... excuse me. We now are able to go to the center of this place, but before I do that, I do want to see if I can fix these trees, which I can. So I didn't do anything wrong. It was just that I can't fix this tree, because that was a... There was a pretty tough fight in here. Our first tough fight in this area. I don't know where you guys are going. Oh, there you are. Yeah, pretty good. And it's here? It is not. It is over there. Although, this might actually open or something. But then again, it might be this one. This reminds me a lot of Kurast in Diablo 2. Anyway, let's see what we have over here. So... let's attempt to decipher the disc with the golden wheel that I have. You hold the outer ring up to the control panel, but it still requires the inner ring to make the mechanism function. What a shame. Huh. I didn't go everywhere. I didn't go here anyway. Well, there you go. Fantastic. It's almost as if I knew. So, let's get you over here. Back all in fast mode. And let's decipher that. I was thinking this was going to be like it would open in an underground area. But it's probably just going to have information on Hokaizu. I mean, I imagine, because it says that on the thing. Let's see. Slide the golden wheels onto the control panel. The rings settle into place. I need to decode the stone disc and over here. So the rings settle into place, fitting neatly around their central axes. The outer ring is inscribed with passages in the Huana runic language. You have lost the rings. 4 symbols decorate the inner wheel. They show pillars of luminous Adra, the native koiki fruit, a depiction of the Huana water-shaping art, and a lovingly engraved island. The way these inscriptions align suggests a relationship between the two. Something about the island catches your attention. The runes surrounding it are particularly elaborate, and every measurement uses it as a point of origin. It's Hokaizu. Of course it is. Ekera, are we both seeing this? Takeo brings a shaking hand up to wipe his mouth. A set of dots on the inscribed panels of the outer ring suggest that it should be rotated in a sequence, starting from 1 and ending in 4. Okay, let's rotate the wheel into the first configuration. So the first inscription reads, though their roots grow from Rikuhu's lightless bowels, their yield is a welcome reprieve. That's probably the fruit. It's Barath. Huh. The inner ring can be turned to match a symbol to the inscription. Okay, so we have the luminous Adra. And the yield here, yeah, the one are definitely not getting anything out of the Adra. Turn the wheel to align with the symbol of Hokaizu. Turn the wheel to align an inscription of the symbol of Koiki fruit, and of course the water shape. Let's go with the Koiki fruit. You turn the wheel until the passage aligns with the symbol of Koiki fruit. The way the control panel sits atop the disc suggests that you could push this configuration down. Okay, I think that worked. You press your weight on the panel. Deep inside the disc, you hear the rotation of heavy parts. The gold rings spring back up, ready to be spun again. So the next inscription reads, "Our covenant to safeguard. Those the petrified limbs are the health and safety of the Deadfire." So they have a very similar... No, they don't have a very similar stance to the, not Ingwithans, the Erglanfathans in the first game. It's not similar. They are still protectors, or it seems like they were protectors. But the Erglanfathans were protecting ruins, and these are apparently protecting, or safeguarding anyway, the Andra, because it is very obvious that that is the case. The wheel settles into place with some resistance, likely owing to age and neglect. Beneath the disc, the groaning of gears sound once more. Okay. Ngati gifted her chosen people with dominion over her dark and turbulent kingdom. Very easy. Press down. A cacophonous grinding sound builds from somewhere deep beneath the disc. Whether this indicates a favorable outcome or not remains to be seen. It is a favorite. It's good. And of course, the last one is going to be a single one. Our origin, our destination, our home. Wherever we go, she is the horizon, and that is Ukaizu. It takes an extra hard push, but the rings settle into place. A long silence follows in which you are forced to wonder whether or not you input the correct combination and what consequences might follow either way. Manipulating the control panel has rotated the rings of the massive inner disc into a new configuration. One that lines up with neat precision. The engravings intersect in a manner that forms the shape of the Deadfire. The emerging image is not exactly a map, but an index of islands and coordinates organized in relation to each other. You recognize several of the cited locations as containing nothing but open water. Charting a path by this obsolete system would now would be impossible. The word Ukaizu stands out from the other named islands. You take a rubbing of the disc in its completed form, judging... So I need to return to Prince Haruhi. Sure. Judging by your surroundings, this coordinate system has gone untouched for millennia. Your findings may be of interest to someone. Yes. Yes, they are of interest to me. I'm sure more people are... the Hwana people are going to have better interest in there. But still, I'm still very interested. Whether or not this treasure should be available to just anyone who happens by is another matter. The gold rings are resolutely locked in place. I am going to leave the disc intact and step away. And the reason why I'm going to do that is because... bring them on, really. Just bring them on. Also, it's kind of... It is a question that was posed at least by those two people that we basically solved a conflict between... in Nekataka. They were looking for treasures or something from Ukaizu or from the Hwana or anyway. And I think one of them was Rawatai, the other one was... what's happened? Time has passed, what happened. One of them was Rawatai, the other one was Hwana, I think. And so there is still a question. The game is putting forth the question of ownership of this island. And of course, it's an interesting situation because... it has multiple facets. If we take it from a social standpoint, what's the word? Not social. The opposite of social, the sort of state-dependent standpoint, then the Wano have the rights. But then again, if they were banished for reasons and all that, that's the other aspect of it. And of course, there's the other aspect over here in particular of if I fail with my... It's just a rubbing and I'm destroying like a priceless thing and all that sort of stuff. And also, safety... and that's another aspect, actually, the first one that I thought of is safety. Safety through obscurity is not safety. It's just... it's not good. So, no. I'm not going to do that. We are going to leave this place, and we're also going to end the episode because we're out of time. But hopefully we'll meet the people that we met when we came into the island, and hopefully they'll be like, hey, so I'm not going to kill you after all, and you did the thing, so cool. Cool. There's a shipwreck, but we need to go through the outside, and I think we're gonna need to go over there. But we're out of time for the day, so for right now, I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Pillars of Eternity 2. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and leave a comment. Like the video if you want to see the next episode come out sooner rather than later. But above all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.